Start?
Okay, you may start.
Hi, we are
March Engineering Services.
Okay, so next on. We are here as we got an important call from the National Climate Change Secretariat, and we are being tasked to conduct a study on popular brands of appliances and power consumption. So this is Justin.
Hi.
Who is the senior engineer.
Yup, indeed. I'm working at the March Engineering Services for around 10 years, a decade.
This is Li Ruyuan, our engineer intern. And me, I am the company CEO.
Okay.
Passing on the time to our senior engineer,
Okay.
Justin.
Please stand aside. Okay. Based on my decade of services at the Motors and Co, right? Then our companies have indeed a setup with 4 core values. Okay. Number 1, no job is too small for us. Okay. Feel free to call us anytime, anywhere. Our happy and delighted engineers will be more than willing to be at your service. Upon receiving a call from a distressed customer, you will arrive at the speed of Usain Bolt. Our second motto, delivering rock solid dependability. If you are not satisfied with our services, fret not. You can rely on us as we will make another trip down to solve the problem for you. For us, we treasure the trust between our customer and us, alright? As seen in the picture above, definitely will not shortchange you. This is one of our engineers at our March Engineering Services. He graduated with a degree, not a degree, a PhD in molecular biotechnology. Okay, third point, nothing is impossible. Our company is made of experienced, talented engineers, ranging from an engineering intern to even a senior engineer. Lastly, real people, real work. We work very closely with our clients and we will always give the best results and best performance, leaving you with a smile all day. Alright, now I'll pass on to my newly joined intern engineer to explain on the current issues faced.
Right, so now I'll be talking about the current issues faced. So the first issue faced is actually global warming. So you might think, why is global warming actually an issue faced by us? As you most likely already heard from other sources, other than me, there is a trend in the increase of temperature over the years. This is a problem as the increase in global temperature will indirectly affect our electricity usage. It may not seem like much, but it actually means I can give you an example right now. So for example, because it's hotter now, right, you will want to on the fan more or even the aircon just to cool down. Next will be on the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is what keeps hot air near the surface of the earth instead of radiating it out into space, making it hotter in earth. The greenhouse gases include all of these here, all the paper, yeah. The one that's most damaging towards the Earth's ozone is actually the coral fluorocarbon, which is CFC for short. This depletes the Earth's ozone layer, which makes more heat come into Earth, which will make the world hotter. Okay, now I'll pass my line to
the senior engineer, if you're forgotten. Okay. Now talk about the ways we come up with an acronym called 3 to 1. OW! Improving energy efficiency. So I'll be talking about the first A. My intern engineer will be talking about the second. Lastly, our CEO will always have to save the best for last. So the first A, adapt to outdoor scenarios. Before you turn off the aircon, consider different factors. For example, if it's raining and the temperature outdoors is rather chilly, why not just open your window and let the natural cool air enter and chill your room? Okay. Otherwise, keep the air conditioner to nothing lower than 25 degrees Celsius. With a difference of 1 degree can cause the electrical bill to increase by 5 to 10%. Another example will be in the afternoon when the sun is out. You are doing your work at home but the lights in your roof is left on. Why is that so? So you think and then you decide to, why not open your windows, pull away the curtains and let the natural light illuminate your room. Most importantly, you can enjoy the view of the beautiful scenery Singapore has to offer.
For the next one, it's about always replacing outdated appliances. Old appliances actually tend to use more energy as compared to newer appliances. That's why you should always replace your appliances. Not always, but once in a while.
So, we should always unplug electronics when they are not in use. Because, for example, when you are out, always check if the lights are off. And always try to switch off any charging devices and off the main power supply when you are overseas or when you are asleep. Okay, moving on. I'll pass the time to Ru Yuan.
Okay, so the pros and cons of power factor correction. I'm talking in terms of using a capacitor. This is considered as a passive way to increase your power factor. The active way to change it is actually using a harmonic. I forgot what it's called, but it's a harmonic thing. But it's not in our syllabus, so I'm talking in terms of a power factor. So the pros of using a power factor is it is very easy to install. Installing a capacitor is as good as just putting a capacitor into your circuit and connecting it up. So the capacitor also has a low energy usage because of the power factor correction. The resistive value is higher, so less amount of energy is required to do the same amount of work. For the cons of using a capacitor, the capacitor has a fixed value, so it might not be able to accommodate the range of the circuit if the inductance is too big. So the capacitor's value is also cannot be altered unless you want to change, unless you need to cannot be altered unless you have to go down and actually change the capacitor value yourself, or by adding another capacitance into your circuit. Next, I'll pass my time to the senior engineer Justin to talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alright, now I'll be talking about the floor plan. Me as to be honest, personally, me as a designer and senior engineer, I designed this layout of the house. So let me briefly describe this house to you. So if you have not noticed, this is a door. Mr. Yang, this is a door. Alright, as you walk in, you look to the left, there's a dining table over here. Say a family of 4 wants to get together and eat, have a hearty meal after a long day at work, say school. Alright, so we carry on walking to the front. We have the chill living area over here. There's a sofa, coffee table, and TV. And there's of course an aircon over here. So you walk right to the back here. Here's where all the magic happens. Before you eat, right, if you don't take out, what we do? You cook at home, obviously. So we have oven and the built-in stove. Okay, and obviously there's a fridge there for cooking it. After that, you come on over here. There's a bedroom over here. This is the master bedroom, by the way. There's a very nice comfy bed, aircon directly blowing down to him, to the bed, and there's a desk for hard, diligent work, and the TV. Here's just one toilet, and then when you come over here, there's this laundry room, alright? There's a dryer and washing machine. Now, of course, this is a window. Note that there's only one diagonal line indicates the window, axis, aircon. Don't mix yourself up, never. Then after that, there's one more toilet over here with a specialized bathtub. It's a rather calming way of bathing. Okay. Then I'll be also talking about the living room. As you have seen in the previous picture, our living room has the aircon and TV. So now the television. For us, we use the 65-inch Ultra HD 4K Smart OLED TV. It's a Samsung brand. And see below the frequency, we set all the appliances frequency to 50 Hz, is that right? Yeah, that's right, very good. So we have the voltage, current, power factor, and we also standardize the power factor, is that right? Very good. And we have the power, usage, power consumption, day, month, and the price. Next, we have the aircon. Same thing, we use the new model, the 5Tix, the System 3 inverter. So we have the Daikin MKS65QVMG, frequency, voltage, current, power factor, most like this. Next, I'll be handing my time over to Ru Yuan, is that right? Ru Yuan.
Okay. Okay, for the television, we are actually using the same set of data as he showed just now. Actually, to correct him, right, our power factor is actually based on the assumption that we made because the company didn't give a power factor for everything. So using the power factor, we calculated the current using the value power equals to voltage times current times cosine of the power factor. So we found the current that way by using formula methods. Okay. So power usage was given. This is only in day because they gave in terms of like a year. So we just divided by 365.
Yeah, that for you.
Okay, and the air condition is actually also the same thing as what Justin did just now. Yeah.
Yeah, for you. Okay, I'm sorry, the time's up, so we have to just scan through.
Oh, sorry. Marcus, come, let's get to the kitchen. Chop chop.
Okay, I'll finish off quickly, okay? Okay, so moving on from the kitchen. Okay, so we'll be using the front load washer dryer because it combines both the washing machine and the dryer together. And it also uses lesser amount of money compared to the other appliance. Thus, we decided to use the first one. Okay, moving on to the second, fridge. The fridge, we decided to use the second set of data, which is the one-door fridge, and it's powered by Fisher and Paykel. And all of the fridges have a maximum power factor of 1. And this is and we decided to use it because, as always, the price is always the least. Okay, last one. No, the stove. Okay, the stove. We decided to use the first one because the first one, the price was actually lesser. Yes. Okay. And moving on to the last one, the oven. The oven, we decided to use the built-in oven as the power factor is at its maximum, thus increasing the energy efficiency.
Okay. Now, we will explain the thing actually.
Okay, maybe I just calculated it using the parallel circuit formula. So I took the current and resistors, I put all under parallel, then I invert it, and I got this very small value. I don't know if it's correct, but I got this graph. Yeah.
Like end off this presentation. 3, 2, 1. March engineering services, improving lives, adapting. Thank you.
Bravo!
I got a question before Mr. Young say I never pay attention. The tables, right? Go to the tables. Ruin. Yes. The engineer system.
Yeah.
How did you all calculate the price per month?
Yeah, that is a cheat that.
We took the power consumption times 0.203, which is the tariff, I think. I don't know if you pronounce it, the price tariff or something.
I see. So what's the price tariff?
$0.203.
Oh, okay. That's all.
I'm a bit confused by this thing because you put there power usage, right? Power usage you actually derive from the cost catalog, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have, let's say for example, you look at that one, 0.69 kilowatt hour per day, right? Then suddenly you have power consumption is 0.6. How do you just, what do you do?
We just
Yeah. Remember something, when we talk about power consumption, means that, let's say for example, I say the projector is 1 kilowatt, but it's not energy use because it never turned on. It's when you turn on, then only I count, right? So your power consumption actually is just talking about the energy use if I turn it on. So whether you show it per day or per month, it's the same value, never change. It's only the number of hours you turn it on, multiply it, then you can see. So I see some confusion here because you took this from the catalog, which say 0.69 kilowatt hour per day. Right? That means when someone calculates this, right, he is already making an assumption that this device, on the average, I will use how many hours per day, multiply by the power, then only get this one. But if you just take this number, then you are not correct already. You understand what I mean? So you cannot just take like that. You cannot take like that. Usually, if I go to the shop, they will tell me power, never tell me this one. But because of the tick, right, they have to give ENA an estimate of 1 year usage. That's why it's kilowatt hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to hear this properly, because I have mentioned this before, but I can see the confusion here. When someone said kilowatt hour, actually this one, if you go and convert, you see, watt, somebody say watt, W-A-T-T-L. What is 1 joules per second? That means it's the rate of use. But if I don't turn it on, I don't use any energy. Do you understand? So you cannot just divide like that and then suddenly become. Is that how you get this number?
Yeah, because it's per day, then it's just.
Yeah, it's not like that, It's not like that. You cannot do like that, Because you see, after this, it becomes confusion already. Because remember what I said, power when you put like that, it means if I turn it on, then only the energy will be used. But like that, the energy is not used, no? So whether it's 1 day or 1 month, it's the same. It should be the same number, 0.96, if that is the power of it. For example, this projector, let's say if I climb up there, and it tells me 1 kilowatt, that's the power. But I don't turn it on for 30 days in 1 month, it's still 1 kilowatt. Right? So I must multiply by the hours that is used. Then we call it energy consumption.
Yes.
Right? So always remember you cannot make So please remember the 2 columns, I think there's some confusion going on. Then up here, when you say you multiply by 0.203 something, you multiply which number?
The power consumption in a month.
Then it's not right. Right? Okay.
Yes, another point I would like to make.
So please let me circle this. It means your second column should be what, kilowatt hour for 1 day. Not in kilowatt. Because what you are taking is from the cost catalog. Cost catalog say so many kilowatt hour per day. Right? So that unit kilowatt hour should be appearing in that second column. Then for 1 month, what do you use to times in 1 month? What is the assumption for 1 month? 30 days, right? So you have to go to, let's say for example, 0.93 should be kilowatt hour times 30 days. That will give me my total units for 1 month. And this is the one that you multiply by 0.203 cents so that I get the total monthly bill. That is the column I think. Unlike the other team, they say, okay, this equipment I use for 3 hours a day. So they multiply the power times 3 hours, then I get kilowatt hour. So every time you multiply by the 20 cents, it must be kilowatt hour. Remember just now when John started, he said kilowatt per hour. That's also wrong. Right? Kilowatt and how many hours I use times to get kilowatt hour. Hey, this thing very important. You all keep on referring to this, but talk wrongly means the whole answer all wrong. Okay? Yeah. Okay. The other thing is again the the equivalent circuit, the R and the XL, right? The one again they got different numbers. So maybe consult who is the correct one. Huh? Who is the correct one? Because so far this team is the one with the biggest number, right?
I live in a palace. No, I don't know, sir. Maybe
Whereas your calculate is about, I remember right, 70 over here, right? But you're using one equipment,
You use 9 appliances.
9 appliances. Because you mentioned using parallel like what they are doing, right? So it's very interesting to see how you all calculate that. Okay, so I think I want to stop here. Hey, how many minutes are you?
9 minutes 30 seconds.
You're overshot.
Yeah.
9 minutes 30 seconds right?
Overshot. In fact,
All we have recorded is 12 minutes.
Someone they insult my race, so I think
I think you all agree, right? I think this team, they presented is more interesting, right?
yeah, but
I think this team is the only team who actually read the
Yeah, exactly. So why
But it does not meet any of the requirements.
it means something,
It means the one that the
remember you're supposed to be a company.
national
Our team.
Climate change, and they talk about climate change.
then they talk about my race also.
They never, you just
we wanted to enrich the audience. We wanted to enrich the audience with our knowledge. That's why we
Don't get too excited. I think they go overboard a bit because out of 10 minutes I counted, they spent about 2.5 minutes talking about that. That's the reason why they overshot.
reliable, whatever your calculation.
Justin got carried away. He think he's really the engineer. So he put in a lot of spices. No, but sometimes, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, in any presentation, please ask yourself, what should I do or what should I say that will make the audience interested to hear more? Okay? Don't just take this as a presentation, 10 minutes, I hope I can get through it, that's all. You always ask yourself the same information, how can I present it in an interesting way that people want to listen? Right? So although this is just for ESC, but any presentation you do, please ask yourself that. Here at least it tells me something. They actually had a story, they think about what they want to say.
But the lab sheet didn't ask us to do a study on climate change. It just asked us to study different brands.
Correct, but you said the assignment was given to you by who?
It is them, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Just because of climate change in the name doesn't mean.
Yeah. That means I want to give the background why am I doing this. No, I don't agree. Right?
We want to enrich the audience.
So the only thing, as I said, this team get carried away. They spend about 2.5 minutes, which is about 20% of the time I did, right? So it doesn't mean cannot. You can. You build a scenario about what you want to present, but you still get the point through.
Then your point is invalid already. You know why? Because I have research on the National Climate Secretariat the day before, and then I looked through their ways to improve energy efficiency, and then the points that they listed is what you say is actually energy saving. You know?
Yeah, I think
I never thought about that. Yeah, whatever they say. In fact, the second one, you remember what was the acronym they used?
Ow.
Alright. In fact, it's very good to use acronym.
What is energy saving?
AAU, right? What is the second?
AUU.
What is the second?
AAU.
What is the second thing they talk about? You remember?
I only know the light illuminates.
Replace the old equipment with new one, right? I think Ru Yan say that.
No markers.
Huh?
No,
Second one.
what you say?
Engineer. Now, actually, seriously, that is energy efficiency. You know why?
Why?
It's true. As you use your instrument, your equipment, for example,